Yee, welcome to Barstool Benchmark, presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. This Tuesday was fucking unbelievable. Monday was all right, but Tuesday was unreal last night. It's kind of everything you thought was going to happen kind of happened. I'm still the most correct person in America. Jake, would you be able to do me a favor, Jake? Go back to the first episode we did this year of the SEC when I said Auburn's going to be the best. I'd love to hear that.
Their rebounding is supposed to be one of their
Jake,
pros.
Watch out for Auburn.
Yeah, why is that?
They're gonna be good. I think this is a sleeper you take in the SEC. If you don't go chalk, Auburn is a good team too. They showed a lot of promise at the end of the year last year.
Right.
And everyone just kind of didn't care because they couldn't make the tournament, but they are athletic as fuck. And I'm telling you, they are going to be a very good team, especially with their transfers that you just mentioned.
All right, let's get to our picks in the SEC.
Auburn to win.
Okay. Really?
Yep. It also is funny that we kind of went back and forth during where we're like the SEC might be the best conference. It's not even fucking close anymore. It's the Big 12 by far. I think it's by far. I think the SEC has gone so downhill now. It's Kentucky, Auburn, and then it's like you don't even know who really the third is.
I think it's fair to say like the SEC has the two best teams or
For sure.
two of the three best teams.
For sure.
But the depth, like if Oklahoma State was eligible, if the NCAA didn't suck and Oklahoma State was eligible for the tournament, all 10 teams like legit have a chance to make it.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're in the SEC, you got your Georgias. I know they beat Alabama, but it doesn't matter. You got your Georgias. You got your Vandy's.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Missouri.
LSU has lost 5 of like the last 6 almost. It's crazy. It's. I think the Big 12 is fucking so deep. TCU is winning nonstop. They're gonna get a bid. Like, bro, the Big 12's crazy.
No.
Iowa State's ranked and has would be a favorite to finish dead last in the Big 12.
Yeah. It's insane.
Like, that's just how good it is. Like them and West Virginia might be the two worst teams. And how often are you used to saying like Iowa State and West Virginia are the two worst teams in the Big 12?
Yeah.
No, it's insane. The Chris Beard return to Lubbock is what we'll lead off the show with in a few minutes. But between that, Auburn throwing up 100 on Alabama, Duke takes care of business. We have a Bob Huggins doppelganger.
Yeah.
A lot of fun storylines this week. February's here. March is 26 days away. That's pretty sick.
Yeah. No, I'm excited, man. February's I love February. It's one of the best. That's where it really starts getting down. This is where you also see where your team's like identity is too, because there's no more like, well, they'll get it together. It's right. Time.
Yeah.
And it's fun. I would say it's February. It's awesome too because you can talk about teams correctly. We're not like we know okay, title contenders, Final Four contenders, bubble, whatever. We now we're not guessing. It's a pretty You're 90% sure about who's winning.
There's one person. There's still Texas. I'm still guessing on. I don't even care.
Yeah, Texas and Alabama are the two teams we're guessing on. That's
Alabama and Texas. We'll have to guess about everything. But
right.
let's get into the episode.
Yeah, no guests today, but there's so many storylines that makes it just as exciting. So, and here we go.
All right, before we get into today's episode, I am here to talk to you about High Noon Hard Seltzer. We have our company party. You're listening to it today. It was yesterday. High Noons will be flowing. We actually just got a shipment in today. I had people making fresh mozzarella today at the office. It was just unbelievable. And there was a new package of High Noon came in for the party tonight. I can't wait. It's real vodka, real juice, 100 calories, gluten-free. Make sure to go get it at your liquor store. It's not that bullshit fucking disgusting stuff and other things. It's real vodka and it's real juice, so you know what you're getting. It's the best quality, best can, whatever you can get. It's also the best thing to drink with during a college basketball game, so make sure you go get that. Shout out High Noon Hard Seltzer. And also, they will be a sponsor for our 3-on-3 tournament, so make sure. We already have teams filling up. We know it's hard on a Tuesday. Again, you get 60 people. 6 people on your team, it's $80. It's very cheap, and the jerseys are sick. There, you get fed. There's drinks after, so make sure you go sign up for that. But again, shout out High Noon.
Yeah, we love High Noon. The tournament's going to be a lot of fun.
It is so hot in here.
In this room?
Oh my God.
It's warm.
The office is either 100 degrees or 40 degrees. I've never been like just comfortable in the office.
My face is red. I'm sweating.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about it. Oh my God.
All right. So there's no doubt on what we're leading off this show with. One of the craziest atmospheres I've ever seen in a regular season college basketball game. In Lubbock, Texas, number 14, Texas Tech 77, number 23, Texas 64. But before we dive into the X's and O's of the game, I think it's appropriate to dive into the storyline and the lead up. Jeff Goodman got there on like Monday, and he was just documenting some crazy scenes. They were drinking at like 2 or 3 o'clock on Tuesday. The night before, Monday, when Texas pulled up, you saw Chris Beard, the front seat of the bus. I didn't know if he was getting out alive.
Yes, honestly, I don't even care about the game. I care about the atmosphere of what happened.
Yeah.
I'm watching videos right now. 2 days before, there's people camping out. I know people do that for Duke and stuff, but this is Texas Tech, Texas. What we need, what showed this game, we need more hate in college basketball. The hate is everyone's like, oh, because Chris Beard and what's his name got into it, right? Didn't they get into it?
I don't know
game?
about the validity of that.
Adams did. He got asked about it in the press conference and denied it.
Yeah, of course he did, because
So,
he didn't want to sound like
I had
he's
heard it was
pussy.
I had heard it was a little mental warfare. I had somebody say that like Mark Adams Texas Tech specifically set all the clocks to 4 and 1 because that was like Chris Beard's slogan when he was at Texas Tech. But Adams did deny it in the press conference afterwards. But regardless, the fact that that tweet was out there and 100% believable is your point exactly. We need hate in rivalries. It's what makes sports. Like, can we all just stop complaining about people being like not liking each other?
Like being mean. Like, bro,
Right.
you just had a coach and he didn't leave. He left to your rival in state. It's like, why would you be like, oh, thanks for what you did? It's like, fuck you, Chris Beard. We're going to beat the shit out of you at home. We're not going to cheer for you. Like, sure, we appreciate, I guess,
Final
what
Four,
you did.
championship game.
What you did there.
Yeah.
But you went in state, in conference. Like, what are you supposed to like him?
Right. And that's why I think we'll never see an atmosphere like yesterday, right? Like game 1 of his return. We're never going to see a coach leave in state in conference again. Like the opportunities aren't there. Maybe in California, but like UCLA fans, like there are no UCLA fans. No one gives a shit if like Stanford's coach goes to UCLA.
It was an attendance record too, 15,300 people there. It's insane.
Do you guys think?
And it was insane. It was awesome. It was awesome. That's what it was. I wish there were places like that all the time.
Do you think if Texas Tech beat Virginia in the championship game, it would have been a little bit different, and he won a national championship with them?
No, it doesn't matter.
No.
You don't think so?
Coach K could have done this entire thing at Duke, and then
You think if Coach K left for UNC, you would automatically hate him forever?
I would fucking despise him. I wouldn't even like if he went to somewhere else, like UCLA or something. You still wouldn't be happy, but you'd just be able like sure. But your in-state rival, that's insane. Like you just can't do
Right.
that.
It was like Pitino. Like until Calipari showed up and just beat Louisville every year, I was like, this guy sucks. And then I was just like, well, he literally can't beat us anymore, so who cares? But when it's like fresh, and there was also a 5-year gap from Rick Pitino leaving Kentucky and going to Louisville. It wasn't literally the next year.
He hopped on the bus in April or whatever, and he's like, all right, see you guys.
Right. So that's like, I don't think he could have won 3 titles. I don't think it would have mattered.
No, it
Like
doesn't.
it just Texas Tech. So I got to be in Minnesota for that Final Four. Their fans are wildly underrated. Like they are a rabid ass fan base, like we saw yesterday, obviously. And they love. Like I was shocked they actually enjoy basketball. Like you think Texas Tech, you just think Texas football. They don't give a shit about basketball. No, they're damn near a basketball school more than a football school. So I don't think it would have mattered what Chris Beard did at Texas Tech. They're going to hate him regardless.
That video of the fans like holding each other going left and right was like I'm scared shitless. But everyone talking about what they're like, oh, they're being mean to Chris Beard. It's like, first of all, he didn't get assaulted. He didn't get beat up.
Right.
Like
He got middle fingers and yelled at.
No one threw anything at him. And that's where there's a line. If you're gonna throw, don't throw shit at him. Don't yell. Don't.
There was stuff thrown on the court. but
fine.
not on him. Yeah.
At the end of the game,
At the game, whatever. People will get a little drunk, whatever. But, like, don't assault him. You can free reign. Call him whatever you want. Yell at him. That's what sports is the best about. So don't even talk to me about being, like, disrespectful to him or you should appreciate him. Fuck that.
I love how it looked like a prize fight. With the video that I think Goodman had of Beard walking onto the court for the first time surrounded by
There was like
cops.
6 cops.
It looked like a boxer coming out for a prize fight. I was like, I've never seen that before at any level, any place, whatever. It was like almost like European soccer-esque, where you're like, is a riot going to break out here at some point?
It felt like the lead up felt like a boxing MMA match.
And credit to Beard, like he played into it. He had his own mind games. Like he put Texas Tech transfer Avery Benson in the game early. Dude hasn't played in like 6 games. He's like, nope, go ahead, you're out there. So it's like I enjoy, like as a fan who has zero ties to either school. I don't dislike. I don't like. I kind of like Texas. I kind of like Texas Tech. I don't dislike either of those schools or programs. Like I fucking loved it. It was awesome to see college basketball at that level with that much like Marty said, that much hate, with that much like animosity, and then just that environment will never be replicated. And like you can feel it through the TV. It's a very like cliche thing to say, but you could tell through the TV. Like,
oh yeah, you were.
Oh, no,
I was
that
excited
place is something
watching.
Different.
Yeah, I was
Right.
getting excited. Even I don't care about both of the teams, but I'm big on Texas Tech. You've known that, but like that was just what I want out of college basketball, and it was awesome.
Right, like Saturday, Duke, North Carolina. It's gonna be rowdy. Duke fans or North Carolina fans, it's in Chapel Hill, are gonna yell dumb things at Duke, but none of it is really personal hate.
No, especially this. It usually is.
It's
but
the
this
same
year,
thing. Yeah.
This year it's not going to be.
Right. It's just like, oh, it's UNC. We hate you.
And it's his
Duke,
last
we hate
year.
you.
It's like whatever. But usually it is like that. Like if it's a normal his not last year, it'll get back to it.
Right. But with this game, they saw this guy, Chris Beard, walk out of the tunnel, and it's just like
the day before they had to have barriers and cops there to make sure no one like went after him. It was crazy.
Yeah, they said 30 extra cops were at the game yesterday.
You gotta give fucking Mark, what's his name?
Mark Adams.
Mark Adams.
Bro, you gotta give him credit. He looks like such an old bag and just like a boring guy. What he's done,
Golden Gloves boxer winner.
That's crazy. Didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I feel like
he's a Golden Gloves boxing winner.
That doesn't make any sense. But what he has done with Texas Tech this year, with like Beardley.
Lost their best player.
You have
Mac
you
McClung.
lose your best player. Well, yeah, you lose your best player. Their coach, a prominent coach, leaves in conference, and like people are weary of like maybe they should leave, get out of there, and he comes in and is taking over the Big 12, where it's like, holy shit, you know what I mean? Like last night, Shannon, their best player, played 6 minutes.
Yeah, Shannon's been hurt all year.
He's been
too.
hurt.
Yeah, he hasn't even played. It's like he's the coach of the year in that. No matter what, I don't think it's a question.
I think him or Cooley. Cooley's 19-2.
I was saying in the
Big
12.
12. Oh, the 12.
Oh yeah, I would say
saying
even
Big 12.
actually, like it's hard to argue against Mark Adams.
Yeah, I think it's him, bro.
And the fact he's doing it with all transfers, or the majority are transfers.
You are
like,
right.
How many times?
Providence.
That's a crazy
Missed
thing
the
to be
tournament
that.
19-2.
Yeah.
We talked
Yeah,
about
but
this a
Cooley's-
month ago. There were a
right,
few
yeah.
coaches. I feel like them two.
I don't think it's anyone but them.
You can maybe throw in
Tommy
Lloyd
Lloyd
or
from Arizona.
maybe Greg Gard. They had no expectations.
Yeah, but I just think it's these two where it's like Texas Tech was they
Providence
were
just
middle
keeps winning.
Just keep winning great games, and they had no expectations as a new coach. And then Providence, it's just like you keep waiting for them to lose because everyone calls them lucky, and it's like no, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I keep waiting for like Texas Tech to lose more because of their offense, but then last night, like Kevin O'Banner hits 6 threes, 5 threes.
O'Banner
It's
just
like,
decided like how he was
Oral
recruited. He
Roberts.
finally fucking
Yeah, it
did
was like
something.
Yeah.
NCAA tournament all over again.
So, yeah, let's get into the X's and O's of this game. So, it wasn't really competitive from the start, right?
No.
Texas Tech just pounced on them. It was incredible. I mean, it was a wire-to-wire buck kicking. Chris Beard, entering the game, they had identical records. They had identical conference records. Texas Tech was ranked 9 spots higher. Obviously, it's too soon to say he's kicking himself, but he probably expected to be in a much better position than his former school.
I don't
in year
think
one.
they could have been the Lakers last night. I don't think they
were
were
winning
one.
that
I mean,
game.
it was like they had no chance winning that game. That's a brutal environment. If Texas wins that game, they're on my radar to win the whole fucking thing, because that's just insane. But
right, there were only two outcomes. It was what happened last night, or Texas won like either at the buzzer or near the buzzer, because Texas Tech was just so riled up from that crowd. Because like we are still talking about college kids, and how many times do we see that like environment where it's insane and the home team just gets like over energized almost? But the likely outcome, like 9 out of 10 times, what last night happens.
Right.
If those two teams play in that environment.
Yeah, and we talked earlier specifically with Will Wade about a month ago on how just the home court in college basketball is unlike anything else. This is a different level. This game specifically.
Yeah.
Like, they were not winning that game, and if they did, I agree with Marty. You're like, all right, they might win it all.
yeah, with the mindset, they knew all of that going, and they were reading those Twitter tweets and shit. Like I'm just happy that game happened, and it was that electric.
Yeah, insane. So Texas Tech, I mean, they have wins over Texas, Baylor, Kansas, Iowa State, Tennessee. Their worst loss, they have 5 losses. One's to Kansas State. The rest is Kansas, Iowa State, Gonzaga, Providence. So, like, they pretty much have a flawless resume.
Let me ask you guys this. What did you think of it last night with that game being when it was? Like, Tuesday is probably the second busiest college basketball day of the week outside of Saturday.
Yeah,
And
I think it was
at
fine.
9 o'clock versus, you didn't find it like a, I don't know the best like.
I'm
word
glad there
to
was
say
no
here,
football overlap. I'm glad
That's
it wasn't
true.
in early January
That's
when there was a
true.
Monday Night Football game.
I like it more at 9 too than 7.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I wanted that game. I wish that game was at midnight just to see how drunk those kids got.
Yeah, that's also true. But I didn't really like that Auburn was on at the same time. But I
Right.
also
That's more what I was trying to say with like how it's kind of jumbled in with. We had a bunch of like good games last
it
night.
would have been nice on
kinda
a
tipping
like
off at the
today
same
if
time.
it was a Wednesday where those games are shittier a little bit.
Tonight's slate's pretty good.
It's good,
Well, I was
but
thinking-
Wednesdays usually.
I wish it was Monday instead of West Virginia Baylor.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
9 o'clock spot where there's nothing else going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so hard to tell. I mean, I
Right.
guess the schedule.
Well, it goes
came
back
out.
to what I said in our love-hate on Monday, where I wish you could flex games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But speaking of Auburn, Alabama, that was one of the other marquee games from Tuesday. Number 1 Auburn 100, Alabama 81. Something about putting up 100 points in a college game just looks very cool.
Oh, for sure. Especially when you have
Even
Villanova.
100 too.
Oh yeah. I mean, let's. Auburn's got the SEC locked up regular season.
No.
Locked up.
I think
They don't play
like,
Kentucky.
Carlton-
They don't
Oh,
play
yeah, they
Kentucky again.
Yeah,
They already
Yeah,
beat
I
Kentucky.
did forget that part.
Who else
so
are they
I
going
stand
to
already
corrected.
swept.
They already
They
beat
swept
Alabama
Bama
twice.
already.
Yeah, like who else do I have to worry about?
I stand corrected.
I'm-
I keep forgetting they didn't play again. They don't play again. So they
Well,
have a 2-game lead right now, so they would have to lose 3 times, Auburn.
3 times.
And Kentucky would have to run the table.
And Kentucky can't lose yet. I got it locked up.
Yeah,
Plus
they're-
700.
And they have a very favorable schedule.
Yeah, because they
I was,
played
yeah, I
all the
was
good
saying,
teams.
their road games are Georgia, Arkansas, Florida, Tennessee, Mississippi State. You lose 2 there at most, right?
I could see them losing randomly
At
to
Arkansas.
Arkansas just because it's
at
like
Arkansas, and I could see them maybe losing to like the second last game of the year.
Maybe
Mississippi
at Florida
State.
if Castleton comes back. Maybe at
Or Miss-
Tennessee. They would have to lose all
At
3 of
Tennessee.
those. And
Yeah.
Kentucky would have to run the table.
and
run the table with-
we're saying maybe because we don't think it's gonna happen.
Right.
'Cause,
It's just
dude,
giving home teams respect.
When I watch this team, like I know I'm very high on them. Forget what I said, but like, dude, last night they beat the shit out of them, and it got close for maybe
A little
5
bit.
minutes in the second
It
half.
really got a little hot.
But bro, they're just, it doesn't matter so many of these times it came to them where it's gotten a little close. They don't crumble. They get better almost. Like Jabari Smith literally gets better. Like this team just is so long, and especially when these little guards try and drive, they have no chance. It's hard for them.
So something
It's-
crazy to me, sorry Reags, is they've played 9 games in the SEC, which we agree is one of the 2 or 3 best conferences in college basketball. And of their 9 wins, only 2 of them are by single figures. So they're not only winning all these games, they're smoking these teams in one of the best conferences. It's crazy.
3 were by single figures.
Excuse me, 3. Missouri,
Yeah,
the
3.
first, Alabama, and Ole Miss by 9. Oh,
And
I
so
guess
2 of them-
so. 2. Excuse me. So we'll say 2 of the 9 are close, like 1 or 2 possession games.
Right, and 2 are on the road, which you expect in conference play, no matter how good you are or what conference you're in.
Right, so they laid an egg at Missouri, but it's like, okay.
That was a prime letdown spot after Kentucky.
Yeah.
But here's the difference of both teams last night. Shackelford and Quinterly is your entire team. That's where you're getting your offense from.
Yep.
Auburn, you have Kessler, you have Smith, you have Flanagan, you have Johnson. I think Johnson is the X factor. I really do. I think his energy and the way
he's a lunatic.
That man screams after every bucket.
Yeah,
he's a lunatic.
Like, I'm not saying he's the most talented and the best player, but like, he is a fucking energy guy, and he gets them going.
He scares me more than any other player in college basketball.
And then their best player comes up to Green. Fucking was unbelievable last night.
Season high.
Yeah, it's like, dude, they have so much depth, and they're. I mean, the fact that like Kessler is just like almost like their 4th option is insane.
Yeah.
Well, and credit to Pearl, he gets it to where they know their roles, right? Like, Kessler doesn't need to go score. He knows. My job is to play defense and finish dunks. And he's like he's bought into it. And now you have Jabari Smith, who you can run it to 4. Kessler, like, it's ridiculous what they can do from a lineup rotation, and the fact that these guys bought in, and it's what makes them fucking scary. And like you said, like, how many times do we see up transfers fail? Wendell Green came from Eastern Kentucky.
Mid-major.
How many times do we see a guy that goes from that to the SEC or to a major conference be like, whatever, he averages like 7 a game, and you're like, hey, he's fine.
We saw last year Carlick Jones from Radford. Yeah, he was wasn't he ACC Player of the Year?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think he finished ACC POI. If not, he should have been.
Anyways, yeah, that's one of the rare.
It's rare. Like, you don't see it a lot. And the fact that Wendell Green can come in and get 23 against Alabama like that, they're cheating. I'm convinced of it. I don't know how, but they're cheating. I'm convinced of it.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing with Alabama, bro, is what I said before. They have Quinterly, Shackelford. You know they're gonna be fine. It was J.D. Davidson. He just wasn't there. He didn't show up. That's just what it is. He's there. He's a guy that they need to at least contribute a little bit, because Ellis is not a guy who's going to score you 25 points. He's one of the best defenders on the team, but J.D. Davidson needs to shoot some threes, get it going. He was awful last night.
Yeah, 0 for 5, 0 points, and he played 24 minutes.
Yeah, it's not even like he played 5 minutes. It's just
I have a few takes on Alabama. One, their social media can't block their replies.
Brutal. Oh, my
Then they opened it.
Oh, did they open it?
They kept bullying them into opening it.
Well, you know what? It makes a ton of sense. Who's their biggest fan?
He's suspended.
Rico Bosco. What does Rico Bosco do? He doesn't let you watch his shows if you're being mean to him.
They're following Rico's
They're like,
footsteps.
let's just block everyone from it. Bro, you gotta. I don't get why people. Social media, it's so easy.
It's only going to make it worse.
People are going to yell at you when you lose. It doesn't matter. Let them yell. You just won a big game. Just let it do it. You doing this makes it 10 times worse.
Yeah, because Auburn just went to the last tweet that had replies open and just flooded. They had like 7,000 replies on the tweet before.
Auburn, let me tell you.
The fan base is
I want you to clip this as well for me. I am the number. If you have been following me, I am number one Auburn fan this year. That's not an actual Auburn fan. These guys are nuts. I get DMs.
I'm still getting shit from them.
Yeah, I get DMs all the time. Like, thanks. We see, I literally get, we see you. We see you supporting. I'm like, you got it. I'm like scared of them, but it's fucking awesome.
I'm getting we see you, and I'm pretty sure it's a picture of my house from outside. Like,
I'm
terrified.
They all got trees on their in their.
The peacock.
They got the peacock.
Trees in the peacock.
The trees in the peacock. All of them have that on.
Did you see Bruce Pearl waving the broom for the sweep?
Yeah,
Alabama?
Fucking awesome.
And doing the crane kick.
Yes.
See,
we talked about that in the interview with him. Yes.
That's what, going back to the original point Marty made to start the show. That's what I want to see in rivalries.
Yes.
I don't want to see coaches like, go ahead, shake hands. I don't give a shit about that, but like, celebrate, like, have a personality and be something.
I'm so sick of respect.
Right.
I like respect. You can respect them after the game when they ask the question, how do you think this team is? Oh, they're a great team, whatever, fuck that. But during it, fucking be a competitive person like how we all are and say, fuck you, we're going to win. And
that's like he turned to the crowd and went, How do you guys like beating Alabama? Like, screamed it to the crowd. Like, yes, that's what I want to see. Like, talk shit on camera so everyone can see it. Because you want, like, it's sports.
And Oates can take it, too. We saw the SEC championship. He told Will Wade to get the F out of here after winning it.
You should. I love that shit. It's just, I mean, let me tell you, Auburn, though.
I didn't realize how favorable their schedule is.
Yeah. They played the brunt of it already.
They're done with Kentucky. They got lucky it's only one game. They're done with Alabama. They swept them. They don't play LSU again. And
you can't say they got lucky it's only one game. They beat them in that one game, you know? So
well, in terms of, like, how the schedule falls.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have to go to Raleigh.
It's just... I don't even think I think they're a clear-cut number one team right now. I don't even think it's 1A, 1B.
I mean, assuming Gonzaga runs the table, too.
But again,
it'll be
it'll
be an interesting debate of who gets the number one overall seed.
I think if they both run the table, Auburn's number one seed in the overall in the tournament.
I don't even think it should be close.
I think if they lose one, it gets interesting.
See, that's crazy. So Gonzaga has 2 losses, correct?
Right. As
in Auburn would say Auburn ends the season with 2 losses.
Right.
You think it's a debate, honestly?
I think it might be.
Auburn would have the worst loss. Well,
it depends.
Depending who it is. Yeah, Auburn could have the worst loss.
If Auburn loses on Selection Sunday, the championship in Kentucky, okay.
It won't matter.
But Alabama's not a great loss for fucking Gonzaga.
No, but what if Auburn loses at Mississippi State?
Right. It depends on the loss.
Yeah. So Mississippi State and it's fucking UConn.
I'm saying depending because we talked about Auburn's schedule.
Yeah.
It'll probably be a bad loss.
1,000%.
It's Kentucky championship.
Yes, but I don't understand if you have 2 eyes and a brain where you just. I'm not saying you guys, the fucking committee, where it's like Gonzaga. Yeah, they played a great non-conference, but what Auburn has done in an SEC, the second best conference in the fucking league. How do you not? I think it's a no-brainer, and I understand.
Let's say Auburn loses in the regular season, right? So they have 2 losses. Let's say the SEC championship game doesn't matter. Let's say every metric, like so what the committees, net, all that shit, has Gonzaga at 1 and Auburn at like 4. Would you still? And Gonzaga runs the table too. They both have 2 losses. They both have their signature wins. I would listen to the debate of Gonzaga as number 1 overall at that point.
I don't think you're crazy. Yeah, you're crazy to say you won't listen to the conversation because it's Gonzaga. They played 2 losses. They went undefeated in conference. Blah blah. But I just think that's when I know I'm taking my shtick aside. But you look at both the conferences. Like, how do you not just be like, holy, like they actually had to play some real fucking tough games, and Gonzaga had to play a couple of tough games.
However, I keep forgetting Gonzaga beat Texas Tech in December.
Yeah.
They beat Texas Tech. They beat UCLA.
That's carrying a lot of weight.
Yeah. They beat Texas. Texas.
Beat Texas.
So,
but again, Auburn's beat Kentucky. They beat Alabama twice, who Gonzaga lost to.
Right.
Like that's where it goes. Where Alabama lost, they beat them twice.
It's Auburn's number 1 overall to lose. But if they lose one, depending on where it is, it could.
And I still think it's crazy.
Then it's a debate.
Yeah. It's a debate, but I still think it's crazy.
Yeah. One more thing on Alabama, and you guys can say this is a crazy take. So last week I said entering this gauntlet of Baylor, Auburn, Kentucky after the Georgia loss, they needed 2 out of 3. Now, I don't think that's so crazy because, tell me if I'm wrong, I think the game for Alabama at Ole Miss on next Wednesday, is more important than the Kentucky game on Saturday because they've already have a great resume. They don't need another marquee win. They need a win on the road. They've won 1 true road game this season.
I don't think. Well, here's why I agree with you. You can get excused for a loss to Kentucky, right? If they lose to Ole Miss, like a loss to Kentucky doesn't hurt their seeding.
Right.
It caps how high they can go. But a loss to Ole Miss, that drops you in seeding.
Yeah.
So now instead of being like a 6-7 seed, you're looking at like a 9 seed.
Yeah.
That's why I think I agree. I don't think that's a crazy take. I actually don't think that's crazy.
No, it's not.
Right. It's like at Ole Miss, okay, you're home against Kentucky. That's the game everyone circles when the schedule comes out. But given the situation, you've won 1 true road game at Florida. Obviously, the game against Gonzaga they won, I think it was in Seattle, so it was kind of a road game. But
yeah,
in an opponent's venue, you've won 1 game. You lost to Georgia on the road. You lost to Auburn on the road. You lost to Missouri. You lost to Mississippi State. Just mediocre teams.
You lost to Iona on a neutral.
Right. So away from Tuscaloosa, okay, if they beat Kentucky on Saturday, is it going to change our perspective of Alabama? Probably not.
No, we say the same shit. We can't figure them out.
Yeah, it's almost like we can't even talk about them until.
That's why I think if the game at Ole Miss not a bad team, over 500 overall, like it's not a Missouri or Georgia level. Sorry to our producer Jake, they're not a bottom tier team. If they can win that game on the road,
we gotta stop. We gotta stop throwing out Missouri. Some guy DM me was like, "Hey man, I really love the podcast, but can you stop doing ricochet shots in Missouri? Like it's we got it, all right."
A lot of ricochet shots. We get it. They suck.
When Jake's throwing them, that's when it's bad.
Yeah,
but this kid
get
was
in.
so I forget his name. He DM'd me, but I was like, you're right. They don't need that.
He's just pleading for us to stop.
He goes, "I love the podcast."
that's what they get for being in the SEC.
It's a down year.
Yeah, so I
Down years.
I thought of that take this morning. I think Alabama, for their overall eye test, you want them in their resume. You want them to prove they can win a road game in the SEC again before they win another big home game.
Yeah, you also just want to avoid another quote bad loss. Like you said, they have the 3 great wins.
Yeah.
It's when you start stockpiling bad losses where you're like, well, shit, that at some point the losses counterbalance the wins. Where
Right.
You can't just keep saying, well, look who they beat. It's like, well, look who they lost to.
If they lose at Ole Miss on next Wednesday, February 9th, if they lose at Vanderbilt on February 22nd, that's going to cancel out with that hard-earned Baylor win. They got to win those road games.
They got a weird schedule to finish, too. They get Kentucky twice. Then they have Ole Miss, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Carolina, Vandy, A&M, LSU.
The road Kentucky
they're
game
gonna be
on
in a weird
February
spot.
19th is what they need to win.
Right. They're going to be in a weird spot seed-wise. I have no idea what they're going to be like.
Right
seed-wise.
now,
We
I
just
think-
talked about it with the 1 overall.
Right now, I think it all cancels out. They're probably a 5 seed.
Yeah.
Not to pile on them, but you know what tournament they play home games at? The NIT.
That's true. So Jake says if they make the NIT, they're in a good spot to come to the Garden.
Yeah.
I would say, could you imagine if Alabama makes the NIT Final Four at the
Right
Garden?
next door? No, it's
right down the road.
Yeah, Rico be front row.
Yeah, he's still holding out hope, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
that's-
just so
We'd have to offer something on the Barstool Sportsbook. We'd have to offer an Alabama to win the NIT bet.
Oh, yeah. Would Rico promote that, though? I guess for the good of the company.
Has to.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's a fascinating resume. I don't know if I can remember a crazier one than this year's Alabama team.
No, especially for a team that we thought was going to be top 15 all year.
Right, and they can still be if they sweep Kentucky.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Who knows? Yeah. So those are the 2 marquee games late night Tuesday. Also, Kansas, number 10 Kansas 70, number 20 Iowa State 61. So no Ochai Agbaji. No Remy Martin, no problem. This says a lot about them winning a road game, shorthanded because Reags, your team, Kentucky, made them look foolish. So they needed to get back on the right track, and they did.
My takeaway from that game is that I took more away feeling about Iowa State than I did about Kansas. Is that crazy?
Does that put you more down on Iowa State or more
Yes.
all right, they can hang with the big guys?
No, I'm way down on Iowa State.
No, I agree.
Hilton is we talk about environments. Hilton's an awesome home court advantage. You have no Agbaji, a Kansas team who struggles defensively. No Remy Martin, which argue whether or not that's a pro long term or not for Kansas because people Yosefu and Harris and everything. But you have this opportunity to get a win at home when you need it, and they
no best.
They had
player.
they had 14 points in the first half with 3 to go.
Yeah.
That to me, I kind of think Iowa State played above its head early on, and they're coming their regression is here, and we're seeing them they're 3-6 in Big 12 play. They haven't.
Now I'm looking back and I'm saying, how the heck did they beat Texas Tech?
Right, and how'd they beat Texas Tech by
4,
scoring 51 points?
Yeah.
I'm concerned about Iowa State. They're a great story. They're better than they've been. They do have that win. Even the non-conference, you look at it now, the win over Xavier is nice. The win over Memphis sucks. Creighton, decent win. Iowa was a home game. I don't know. They played over their head. I think they're like. I just don't think they're as good as a ranked team.
They're for sure not. I mean, 3-6 in the conference is
Well,
bad.
it's the Big 12. We
I
just talked
understand,
about how every
but
team is.
But if you're
tournament.
gonna be like the 20th ranked team, you're still 3-6 in your conference. It's not. I don't think they're
with 3 home losses.
Yeah, I'm not like. I don't know. I don't think they're that good.
I mean, look. I said every episode they won 2 games last season. It's like if they fall out of the tournament, it's like okay, not the end of the world. They're already way above what they were expected to do with a brand new head coach. But yeah, I mean, 3-6 in the conference is 3-6 in the conference. I agree. Usually Hilton Magic is what they call it. They could have used that last night, especially with Kansas without Abaji. Now they have 2 road games at Texas and West Virginia. They lose both of those. It's like they're gonna be 3-8.
I kind of think Texas beats them by like 100 on Saturday.
Yeah, Chris Spears is gonna lash out all his anger.
I think so too.
I kind of think it happens.
I agree.
I could see it. And then Kansas, meanwhile, they host Baylor on Saturday. I think Abaji was out due to COVID protocols. Hopefully he's back. That would be a bummer.
I saw last night he expected to be back.
That's good.
Yeah, because isn't
For
COVID
Saturday.
now only 3
5.
days, 5 days?
Yeah, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If he started Monday, I don't know. Hopefully he's
Should be
back.
good.
Yeah, I saw a quote from himself last night saying that he's expected to be back as long as there's no holdups or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was the Big 12. The Big 12 was interesting on Tuesday night. Obviously, the Chris Beard return was a top storyline, and we'll get to Monday's games in a second. But before we do, we want to remind you that this podcast, the Barstool Bench Mob, is brought to you by Sling TV. Go to sling.com/Barstool to sign up now and get your first month starting at $10. If you love watching live sports but you're tired of the high prices, it's time to take control of your TV experience. It's time you got Sling. Sling is the place where your favorite sports channels like ESPN, FS1, TNT, and more come together for less, and it's the cheapest way to watch college hoops, the NBA playoffs, the entire Formula One season, and more. Plus, watch past episodes of the Barstool Bench Mob, the Yak, Stool Streams, and exclusive new Barstool content for free on the Barstool Sports channel exclusively on Sling. Sling is easy to set up, easy to use, and there's no contract, starting at just $35 a month. Sign up now and try it absolutely free for 3 days. Whatever you're into, Sling is where you can find the live sports you love all in one place. So go to sling.com/Barstool to sign up now and try it for free. All right, before we get into Monday's games, Marty, I know you were reading up on Imani Bates.
Yeah.
He might be done.
No, I mean his dad did say that he is going to a back specialist and that he's fully going to play when he's healthy for Memphis. But that's what his dad has to say, even though he's probably saying this is a dumpster fire. My son was like, he's not going to draft this year because he can't. But the 2023 draft, he was probably like a lock to be a top 5 pick, and right now it's bad. I don't know what's gonna look. I think he's seeing it's a dumpster fire, and he wants to get the fuck out of there.
There's 2 crazy things to take away from this. Not crazy. One, Memphis, like, new month, new story. They've been such a clusterfuck since I don't even hate Penny, but since Penny got there, it's just been a mess. It feels like every single year in terms of some story like this, or Rasheed Wallace no longer an assistant coach on the bench. But at the same time, like, Imani Bates is going to be – he's still an assistant coach, but he's not on the bench.
Oh, God, Rasheed.
It's like the basketball version of when they send some guy up to the booth and bring him back to the sidelines.
Yeah, he's probably fucking punched someone in the face because they're so bad.
Well, apparently him and, like, it's a rumor that I read from multiple, like, areas that Sheed and Penny, like, just aren't even talking anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because he's probably like, you fucking suck. Like, this is like, what are we doing? And Penny's a pussy and just took him away.
And then Larry Brown's just standing. I keep forgetting, like, Larry Brown's old ass is just sitting on the bench.
Larry Brown is fucking drooling on himself. He's so old, he doesn't know what the fuck's going on anymore.
Yeah. And then at the same time, the story of Imani Bates is insane. Like, the dude is the only sophomore to ever win Gatorade National Player of the Year in high school. He's supposed to go to Michigan State. That whole decommitment was a story within a story. Goes to Memphis. Dumpster fire of a year. Dude was projected to be, like, the greatest or the best prospect, like, in basketball since what? LeBron Durant area?
Yeah.
Memphis
now it's
preseason might be the best preseason team we've seen ever.
For sure.
Better than Zion, RJ, and Cam Reddish.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They had all the. I mean, talk about hype. Like that entire program had the most hype, and they can't even beat like East Carolina.
I did a blog August 19th. Memphis basketball is about to be more relevant than it has been in the last 14 years.
Well, I mean, they're keeping themselves in the news.
Yeah,
like,
they're so relevant.
Right, they
bad
were.
way.
They had Rashid. They had, yeah.
It has nothing to do with what they're
Wearing a
doing.
Duke baseball jersey in this episode.
Fire.
Yeah. All right, let's get back on track to the games. Backing up to Monday a little bit. Again, our Wednesday recap will be later in the show. Big Cat is going to be joining us for that portion. So we could talk Big 12 a little bit more. Number 8, Baylor 81, West Virginia 77. The fake Bob Huggins just stole the show.
Yeah, that was. I was watching it live and it was bizarre. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It was literally him just looking like when he's drunk. It's really what it was.
How about the story of the fact when he was in the Chicago airport? The fake Bob Huggins was in the Chicago airport. 30 guys from Japan came up to him thinking he was Bob Huggins. He had no idea who Huggins was. They still wanted an autograph anyways. And he signed it as Bob Huggins.
He didn't know who Bob Huggins was, the fake Bob
No,
Huggins?
which I'm calling bullshit on that.
Yeah,
Like, you
bro.
Huggins has been around for 30 years. You don't live your life looking like that without people saying you're Bob Huggins.
Yeah, that I don't believe that. And so Huggins is big in Japan?
Apparently,
Good to
like,
know.
I don't know, like,
I didn't see
I
that
would love
coming.
to know. Like, what if Japan's just diehard like West Virginia fans?
That'd be unbelievable. I love that. But I mean, Bob Huggins also looked sick on the sidelines with
That
his chain.
chain.
I was
West
fucking
Virginia
fire.
chain.
Hey, they should have won that
They
game.
had the game.
Bro.
Taz Sherman's injury.
They should have
It was
won
a
that
tough
game.
break.
I had them. They're plus 13, which was outrageous. But
That was easy.
they should have won that game.
Yeah.
Do you think it's getting like I like Huggins? He's a hell of a. He should be in the Hall of Fame. How many more years do you think we have a Huggins there? Because it seems
How
like
old is
we're coming out.
Are you
He's
saying in terms of age or in terms of performance?
just like retiring. Like he's 68 years old.
68.
I say he's got 2 more years.
They're clearly not as
How
good as
old's
they
Kay?
were.
He's 74,
He's like 73.
I think.
Yeah, something like
Boeheim's
that.
77. He can coach another 10 years.
What's Coach K? I think he's 74.
Krzyzewski's 74.
Yeah.
Turned 75 in a couple weeks.
Yeah, you could do another decade if you wanted to.
But do you think Huggins wants to do another decade?
Nah.
Not when you're losing 6 in a row.
I mean, he could still drink. He's fine.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Yeah. I mean, look, they were a 3 seed last year. Syracuse ended their run, but I don't know what. How many Sweet 16s has he gone to recently?
He went to a handful
Are
because
they a tournament
there's
team right now?
No.
No?
I think I had him in the bubble, but they lost 6 in a row. And they had they beat UConn. That's kind of it. UConn's
They're
their only
projected right now as one of the last teams in. But
Yeah, he made
that could be whatever.
from 15 to 18. He made 3 Sweet 16s, and then the Final Four in 2010. So, yeah, I don't know. It's losing 6 in a row is tough, but they had this game. I think if Taz Sherman didn't get hurt, it would have been a coin flip.
That was I hate when things like that happen. Like that late in the game, you lose a guy like Sherman, and then you get penalized with the loss and the fact that, I mean, they outplayed Baylor for what, 30 minutes?
Yeah, they were in control of that game. They were up by what, as many as 10?
If not more.
They were up 10 in the second half.
I will say, though, when they were up 10, you knew it wasn't safe. For
It wasn't safe, but they could have won it.
For sure, they definitely could have won it.
Yeah, and then Baylor, meanwhile, nice bounce back from Alabama at Kansas.
Are you that impressed with Baylor?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, they found ways to win without players playing.
considering what
Right?
they
Like,
lost.
No, 1,000%. Consider the loss. But I'm saying this year, like I'm not like so in on them, but they're definitely a good team. I'm not saying they're a bad team, but I don't see Final Four for them. Do you?
I could.
I think they're one of the 6 best teams in the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be like surprised. Like I would be surprised just because it's hard to go to back-to-back Final Fours. Like that's statistically doesn't happen a lot. But
If they win at Kansas on Saturday, you're probably going to regret that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can't. I'm not predicting the future. I mean, they're not going to win in Kansas though.
You don't think so?
No, I think Kansas is better.
Kansas, they don't want to get embarrassed twice in a week.
I think Baylor's better than Kansas.
Really? Well, I guess
Kansas
we'll
just
thing they
sucks
play.
defensively.
good thing we'll talk on Sunday, you schmuck.
Yeah, that's exciting.
We're gonna turn from Duke, Kentucky to Baylor, Kansas rivalry.
Yeah. And then the other big Monday game, Marty's Duke team. That was it's a tough game to watch. 57-43 over Notre Dame.
Tough game. I mean, it was Duke. I've said this the other day to Jake. Duke is underrated. Duke is an underrated team.
Define underrated.
Underrated because no matter what, no one's ever going to underrate Duke. But in reality, they haven't been getting a lot of respect because they got respect right away when they beat Gonzaga. But then they lost right to Ohio State, and everyone's like, oh, fuck them. Then they lose to Florida State and Miami, and people are like, whatever, because the ACC's down. They have 3 losses with a combined 8 points if you combine all of them, by 8 points. They are a team now with A.J. Griffin, who is an actual, he was the key missing piece. Keels, and Paolo is a crazy 3. And Mark Williams is a fucking actual beast down low. Jeremy Roach is the only weak spot at point guard. He is not. He just hasn't done much. He doesn't do anything. He just passes the ball. He doesn't do much at all. They're just an underrated team where it's like people don't like them, but they're just like, whatever. You don't agree? Underrated is the wrong word.
Bates Jones is getting minutes. I can't trust
Hey,
the team
Bates Jones
doing
is
anything with Bates
fucking.
Jones.
He's putting in good minutes.
I want the Giants to cut Daniel Jones strictly because his brother Bates goes to Duke now.
Yeah, Bates is fucking good. He's playing some good minutes there. Did you see Coach K's grandson? He's fucking god awful. He
Savarino?
was one of the worst 2 minutes or a minute he played was one of the worst minutes in the world. And everyone just
I think walk-ons catch a bad rap. Like most walk-ons are really good high school players who just said, "No, I want to go D1. I'm going to just do a walk-on thing." This dude looked like JV trying to play varsity.
No, yeah, and everyone was yelling at him DWI too, and they're down 40, but they're saying DWI. I'm like, you know what? I respect that.
I mean, how about Krzyzewski, though? He doesn't empty any walk-ons, but puts his grandson in who shouldn't be on the team.
He
That's
should. That's smart. I mean, what are you talking about?
Suspect.
Coach Cal fucking had Brad on the team. He couldn't even
Brad's
play there.
a knockdown shooter.
Oh, God, it's great.
Brad transferred and still played.
Hey, this guy, he's unbelievable. He was one of the worst players I've ever seen play basketball.
He's so bad.
But with Duke, you don't think they're getting a little disrespect?
So if I say Duke is a top,
I think you're
crazy. If I say Duke's a top 10 team for sure, top 12 team.
See what he's doing?
Going back to
if I say that,
no,
is
you
that
see what he's
underrated?
doing? That's disrespect. He's literally like.
I mean, they are number 9, so.
I'm counting in my head what teams I think are better.
Okay, let's go through them, Schmohawks. Let's go through them. Auburn, Gonzaga, and
Yes.
I don't think you can say Gonzaga because Duke has beaten Gonzaga.
See, I don't think you can just look at a one-game scenario like that.
But it's pretty hard to say that Duke is worse than them if you say that.
Okay, well then Miami and Florida State.
That's fine. Fine, put them up there. But
and Ohio State.
Sure.
So we're up to 4.
Sure. No, but all right, seriously. Auburn, I would put Texas Tech above them right now.
I think Gonzaga's still up there. Like I think you're crazy.
I think they're the same. I think they're the same. Like obviously, I think they play 10 times. It's 5-5. I really do.
I think it's like 7. I would go like 7-3 Gonzaga.
This is insane. They beat the shit. They beat them. It's not crazy, but they beat them already. So it's hard for me to be like 7-3.
But they won by 3. It's not like they blew them out by like
without Paolo though. Paolo didn't play the second half. People forget that too.
Here's what I'll say. I think what Marty's saying
like 30 minutes
makes sense in the sense that Duke hasn't had a big win since Black Friday. In terms of they haven't wowed anybody because
it's hard to do.
The ACC.
But they're underrated as well.
Yeah. I think if they win on Saturday at North Carolina by 15 points, they'll be back on the radar of the national spotlight.
Here's the other weird thing for Duke. The Notre Dame game was the first time they really like kicked somebody's ass in a few weeks.
Yes,
too.
Clemson they didn't look
they
good.
were
Louisville was
squeaking out
pretty
some
sloppy.
wins.
That's at Louisville. You're the biggest fucking
I
advocate.
know.
You're the biggest.
But I'm
Jake.
saying-
I will not let you say that when you're saying it's so hard, no matter where, to go on the road. You can't say a word about it because you're the biggest. You're the biggest groper in the world about
But
that.
if they're smoking teams on the road, that's the difference. Like winning a game on the road by single digits, fine. If you're winning on the road by 15 to 20, that's like, oh my god.
Was it you that said Notre Dame's gonna win that game?
I don't know if I said they're gonna win. I said they could have won.
Well,
I didn't predict them to win.
Of course you didn't. We know you don't predict, you fucking twat. But I'm saying that Duke, it's just because the ACC's down a little bit, they're getting a little disrespect.
I don't know. Like I think they're they're just one of the.
saying
I think they're
Duke is
very-
It doesn't matter. Whatever
I think
you
they're
say,
very properly rated.
you're saying is Kentucky better than Duke?
Right now, yeah, I think Kentucky's better than Duke.
Who beat them?
So
In
Miami's
the
better
first
than
game
Duke.
of the year.
So Miami's better than Duke.
Right now, if you want to say that, go for it.
No way! If I said that, you would
Yeah.
crush me.
Well, if
You would
if
destroy me
I
and call
don't-
me a nerd and a
I would call you a
loser.
nerd for that. I'm just saying, if you want to bring, obviously, no, I don't think Duke is worse than Miami. But if you're gonna have to keep saying, I think Duke, Kentucky, Gonzaga are all very even.
Okay. Fine.
Am I taking crazy pills?
I just think Duke's very properly rated. Like I think everyone just says yeah, Duke's like a top 10.
They're a
team.
top 10 team that can win it all. I don't think that's disrespect. I think Reags' tweet last week, I disagree with. I think they can win it all.
And I said they were the first team cut. Like
Okay.
Like it's not like. I mean, I'm putting them on the next level here.
My
it's not like I'm talking like
my
they're
blood
nothing.
pressure's flying right now. I'm getting red again. I'm hot in this room.
I'm
the
saying-
fact that this is
I just think
crazy.
they're very properly rated.
I think Duke's in the top tier of the country, then they have a chance to win it all. I don't know where the disrespect comes in.
That's fine, sure. That man is shrugging around like
I
it's
think they're properly rated.
Duke. It's like, what are we doing here? All right, what's the top 10 right now? Tell me the top 10 right this second.
Our
One
top
is
10?
Auburn.
Our
Auburn
top
won.
10 or the AP?
The fucking AP.
Auburn,
The AP.
Gonzaga,
Okay.
UCLA.
Duke's better than UCLA.
I think Duke and UCLA are very even. Yeah, I
Fine.
would put them very even.
Purdue.
I think Duke's better than
I
Purdue.
think- I think Purdue's slightly better than Duke.
Kentucky.
I
I think Kentucky is slightly better than Duke.
I don't know how you say that when they lost, but go.
It's the first
I
game of
don't
the
know how
year.
you say when they lost, but just keep going.
Houston.
I think they're better than Houston.
We are better than Houston.
And it's tough
Houston-
without Sasser.
Yeah,
They're going to keep
I
winning
think
and
they're
be a
better
top.
than
They'll be
Houston.
like a 2 seed.
They'll be a 2 seed that's going to lose.
Yeah.
everything.
They're for sure going to lose Alabama in the second round.
Arizona.
I think Arizona is slightly better than Duke.
Keep going.
What are you saying about
No,
that?
I don't think. I think they're slightly
Okay.
better.
Baylor.
I think Duke. I really, really, really think Duke is better than Baylor.
I would take Baylor.
Oh
And
my
then Duke is 9. Kansas 10.
I think Duke might be better than Kansas.
Okay.
Oh,
So
whoa, Duke's
I think they're very
fucking
properly rated.
Reags said one
I
person.
said two teams.
Two teams. you
okay, so
schmuck.
by that, you're moving up Duke from 9 to like 5 or 6, right?
yes,
Okay.
And
I
I
don't
had
think that's
him-
crazy disrespect. I think it may be a little
that's if you're getting somewhere where you're not, that's disrespect.
from 9 to 6. I don't know if you have a gripe.
That's a disrespect.
Okay, from
It's
17
more.
to
It's
20,
more of
it's
this
like-
guy. It's more of this guy that's disrespecting him.
We're like one spot off. I have him at like 7 or 8. And you have him at like 6.
I got him at 5. Kentucky's 6.
Kentucky 4, Duke 7.
I'll sit here fucking all day.
And what happens if North Carolina wins at home?
Just as
If North Carolina wins at home, we got a different conversation.
Okay.
But it's also that's not like anything bad for Duke. That's at UNC with
Right.
Coach K's last game. It's like it's gonna be a fucking madhouse.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think I don't think you consider it like bad.
What's the line going to be
It
in
would
that
just be-
game? Is it going to be like Duke by like 2?
I would say Duke minus 3.5, something like that.
Yeah, I'd say Duke minus 3.5.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's obviously
And
Saturday.
it probably gets fed up to. I bet you it probably gets closed at what? Duke minus 5. Probably opens at 3.5, closes at 5 or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. All right, let's get to our segments. Love, hate, beating the buzzer. Again, this is only Monday, Tuesday because Big Cat will be joining us for the Wednesday recap. So love, hate. Marty, you want to start?
I'd like you to start.
Okay. My love is what Caitlin Clark of the Iowa women's team is doing. She dropped 43 earlier this week. They lost to Ohio State, but still a great performance. These ladies can ball. I mean, obviously, that's kind of cliche, but the numbers they're putting up is what I'm saying. Obviously, it stinks that Paige Beckers is still injured. She has no target date for a return. But Caitlin Clark, I think they played UConn in the Sweet 16 last year, and it was like the two best players in the country playing each other.
It's like the Elite 8 or Sweet 16, something like that.
So yeah, she deserves a shout out. UConn, by the way, UConn women's 13-4. When was the last time you remember UConn having 4 losses and entering February? Ever?
Never.
Yeah.
No, I just assume they're always undefeated.
Right. But they're without their best player, so we'll see if Caitlin Clark comes back. I hate, and this is kind of crazy to say because hashtag as a Vermont fan, I hate what
Did you just hashtag as a Vermont fan?
because it's a slogan we do on Part of My Take where we make fun of people for tweeting as a blank fan.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. Marty's not an AWL.
Nope.
Reags, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, bro, I work here. I don't have to fucking listen to them every day.
No, it's a Twitter thing too. Like when
No, I know.
someone gets
People
hurt.
Everyone does do that as a. It's like the predecessor to it's like but for sports fans.
Yeah, like when the Saints had the hurricane, it was like Panthers and Bucks fans chiming in. As a Bucks fan, I hope you guys are okay. Like,
No, yeah, people do that. That's funny.
So, anyways, as a Vermont fan, the news came out today that the America East is set to announce that Stony Brook is not eligible for the conference tournament this season. Stony Brook was picked to win the conference. They were picked first place, Vermont second. They're 5-2 right now. Both losses to Vermont, not a big deal. But the bigger picture here is now they're ineligible, and it's the debate of, all right, it's because they're leaving for the CAA next season. Did they know about this rule? Maybe, but now the student athletes are getting punished for a decision the administration made.
Yeah. It's brutal. It's stupid. I mean, that's just dumb. I don't like when people do that.
It's just like use your head. Like every commissioner falls back on it's in the bylaws and my hands are tied. It's like, no, you're not. Like you're the fucking commissioner. You can easily be like, no, all right, here's an amendment. We're not doing this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
I mean, James Madison, like PFT was mad. Like, why should they? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Just because your athletic director says we're moving, now someone in their senior season, maybe playing in a COVID years, just can't go to the tournament.
Yeah, it makes zero sense.
In February, like announce it when kids can transfer. Be like, no, I'd rather
do it in
go somewhere to where. Right, like I'd rather go somewhere where I can play for an NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Now you had like these dudes grad transferred in, and it's like, oh well, guess what? You're fucked.
In reality, gives a fuck about Stony Brook, you know. Even though that's where I'm from. That's one team I actually care about. That's where I'm from, and they probably going to win this year.
No, Vermont already swept them. The only 2 losses are to them. But yeah, that's my hate. I don't know if it'll get reversed. I don't think James Madison's did, so I don't even know if there's pressure implemented. It'll get changed. But look, I want Vermont to go to the tournament. I want them to beat the best teams out there. So we'll see. Riggs, you want to go?
There you go.
All right. We talked about it earlier, but I still got to use this. I love hate. Like I love hating people.
Mm-hmm.
I love hating teams. I love seeing the hate. We talked about it earlier. I just hope it keeps growing. Like that's my takeaway from this week because we're recording this Wednesday afternoon. Like the last few days, we've seen it all throughout, and it's been awesome. It's what makes college sports, I think, different than pro sports. And I love hate. I want like as much as I get aggravated, I love when Kentucky loses and Marty's chiming in my mentions, being like, "Hey," like with like a smiley face.
Yep.
And it's what makes it fun. It's what makes sports fun and aggravated all at once. I love that. I hate North Carolina because
same.
They made me defend Louisville last night, and I just feel fucking disgusting about it. The refs with those calls late in the Louisville-Carolina game, I'm sure everybody saw it. The flop by Armando Bacot to get the technical, and then the foul on Sidney Curry where he was getting clotheslined, and then the refs called another technical on Louisville interim coach. I haven't felt right in 24 hours because of it. The fact that North Carolina made me like say something nice about Louisville and feel like they got the raw end of a deal. I hate you, Hubert Davis. I hate you, UNC. I hate everyone associated. Like Mia Hamm, you played soccer there. You're on my shit list. I hate everyone at UNC right now.
So I'm going to give you a little peek behind the curtain and our listeners. Big Cat was not supposed to appear on this show this week. He had other obligations. But he texted Marty and I last night. He said, I need to come on for the last portion of your show and rant about the officials of North Carolina, Louisville. He's coming on later in the show just to talk about this.
Yeah, I mean, I need to talk. Star, you kind of took my hate, but not really. But it's like Duke. The fact that I had to deal with so much shit about Grayson Allen tripping someone, and then Armando Bacot's out there flying and grabbing the guy's leg to actually try and trip him, and not even doing it in the slightest bit, because Grayson Allen's got big fucking feet, and some people know he's got spasms and his knee spasms. But Bacot is out there tripping people, and no one is that a national story today? Not national. It's a story.
On Twitter for sure.
Not a national story.
Sure.
National. It was Grayson Allen's on ESPN.
Well, he also just did it last week again.
Well, yeah.
Armando Bacot fucking grabbed him.
Okay, if Armando Bacot does something again and
Did you
again
see
and again
it?
and again, maybe we'll start talking about it.
Did you see it?
I just don't know how the refs go review it. They were at the monitor for like 5 minutes, and then deliver a technical.
I saw the shove.
What are you watching?
I'm going to show him right now. Look, he goes down, and look at him. Yeah, bro. You're laughing because you know. And look, he just tries and he literally trips him while he's trying to run away with his hands, not even his feet.
Marty might
I
have
just
a point.
felt this.
I have a point, right? Did you see it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He
tripped
everyone
him.
kept being like, everyone could be like, oh, Bacot's game last night, 18 and 21. I'm like, he should. You know what? It's like Christian Laettner in '92. He should have been ejected for stomping on the guy. Armando Bacot should have been ejected last night.
I don't know what you're talking about. You don't. You said you like hate. You don't want people getting stomped on.
Yeah, I draw a line at stomping on my own players.
So if he does this again and again and again and again,
Grayson Allen did it once. He did it once. Shut up, Bolton. He did it once, and then people were fucking going for his head.
But then he kept doing it. If he didn't do it again, people would have shut up.
So are you guys making fun of medical conditions now when he has spasms in his legs?
I can. I have back spasms. Had them for years. So
if you trip me, I won't get mad because you got spasms. You know what's going on.
By the way, I wrote up the rules for the Barstool Bench Mob Invitational, and in one of the subheadings, I said, "Thank you for joining us, but please play fair. We don't want any Grayson Allen incidents."
Yeah, well, that's wrong. That's the reason why. If people don't sign up, it's because of that.
So when you register and you see that, just know I put that in there on purpose to make sure you don't break any rules.
But I love the aura around college basketball right now is my favorite aura there is in a while. Last year, like I said, it was a weird year. We finally have our fans back. Last year, you kind of knew the best two teams. You kind of just knew it. You knew it was going to be a crazy time. But this year, I can tell you a team that's ranked in the top 15, and you'd be like, oh, I could see them winning. And you'd be like, oh, I could see them winning. Like, it's such a clusterfuck. Not a clusterfuck, but just a lot of very good teams and not one. Auburn is taking that step where they are kind of the best team, but I could see them losing 1,000%. Like, I know they're beatable, so that's my that's my love.
Yeah, I mean, it's wide open this year. We're getting redemption from what we lost in 2020. That's how I see it. 2020 tournament was wide open.
Yeah, because 2020 was kind of this. I would say 2020 was the same way, where it felt like 10 teams could have won it that year.
Yep, and that's what we have this year. So it's great to see the tournament is going to be awesome. That week, by the way, so we have Champ Week, and then we have our tournament. Again, go to barstoolsports.com/events to register. And that's on the day of the first four. The watch party afterwards for the first four. Wednesday is again the first four. Then Thursday through Sunday is back. I don't think they're changing the schedule. They probably would have announced it by now. But
Norlander did an interview with Dave Gavitt or Dan Gavitt and said everything's back to Thursday to Sunday.
Love it. Yeah. So that's going to be incredible. 26 days away, 25 days away when you're listening to this from March. Very exciting stuff. All right. Beating the buzzer time to wrap up this portion of the show. Monday, Tuesday, 3, 2, 1. Penn State 90, Iowa 86 in double overtime. Keegan Murray had a miraculous tip-in buzzer beater to send the game to overtime, but it wasn't enough. That was insane.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen. When I saw that three, I'm like, that's not even close. And then when he came out, I'm like, again, there's no way that counted. And I'm like, holy shit, it does.
It was like, the flip, kind of like not even a flip over the head because he didn't have enough time to like fully grab the ball. But weird loss by Iowa. They got to win something here soon. I know like people still talking about them like as a bubble team. They got to win some game here soon.
Yeah, they do.
They had a weak non-conference resume. Their best non-conference win is Utah State and Virginia, and then Indiana in conference. But they're 4-6. They're at Ohio State Thursday tonight. So we'll see with them. The Big 12, TCU 72, Oklahoma 63. The Horned Frogs win for the first time ever in Norman. Jamie Dixon, we should be having him on next week, by the way. He has a tremendous turnaround season. They're in a very good spot to dance. The Sooners have lost 6 of 7.
Yeah, no, they're done.
Done?
Yeah, I don't think they make the tournament.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like
We need
they're
Tanner
non-conference.
Groves.
Yeah, but
Like you yell Tanner Groves
non-conference
like
teams.
that.
Our guy.
We need Tanner Groves.
We need him back. We need him back. For Rico.
I mean, teams just have to like. There have to be 2 to 3 teams from the Big 12 that don't make it. Oklahoma's got to be in that list.
Let's Rico, right? Who's his guys?
Tanner Groves.
Bama. 2 teams that should have been pretty good this year. Oregon.
Arkansas.
He's got the shit finger.
That-
Arkansas kind of wrote off Arkansas because I'm the Rico for Arkansas now. I'm texting Ruta every day.
Yeah.
I'm so back in on Arkansas.
Ruta, the director of operations.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're unbelievable, but they are putting it together. They found their 7 that they got, and it's been working.
They're figuring it out.
Yeah, they're out
Colorado
tonight.
State.
That was my next game.
Colorado State.
Perfect
Okay.
segue. Wyoming 84, Colorado State 78 in overtime. The Cowboys storm the court. They're building an at-large resume, and Colorado State loses again in the conference.
So Rico's got the shit finger. Anyone that comes in contact with Rico,
they've lost back-to-back games.
and he kind of like started like really texting Dickinson a little bit, and they stink too. they almost fucking
lost to
lost to
Nebraska.
Nebraska yesterday.
And I'll tell you what, he's been texting me a lot more lately. Kentucky's getting hot, so I'm sure I'll do pissed at him.
Sorry, Reags. He's like the Bob Nightingale of of college basketball.
Don't let him. Rico relationships will ruin your basketball team.
No, we love Rico. Should be back in the next 2 weeks.
Who
I don't know.
knows?
But
I
yeah,
do want to say something about that Wyoming.
yeah. Well, shout out Wyoming.
I don't have a problem with the court storm.
Yeah, when
Like,
are
you're
they?
in college.
Yeah,
You're in college at Wyoming. Do whatever the hell you want. It's one
Yeah.
thing if you're a blue blood. Like we can make fun of it, like Indiana storming the court for beating Purdue, but you're Wyoming. Do whatever the hell you want out there.
yeah. They're 17-3. Colorado State is arguably the best team. Wyoming, meanwhile, home against Boise State tonight. Second longest winning streak in college basketball. If Wyoming wins that, they might be getting the AQ. They're in good position too.
That's another league that they like.
3 teams.
We're getting to that point. Like
4
we
maybe.
talked about it earlier. We're getting to that time of the year where we talk about teams like bubble wise and everything. We're also into that time of the year where we start seeing people screw other bubble teams out. Like Mountain West could get like a bid stealer in the tournament, and like you said, end up with 3-4 teams.
Yeah, Boise State, Wyoming, Colorado State, San Diego State. Marty, this isn't a mid-major. I think we discussed this. Mountain West, A10, and like the AAC are like in that middle gray area.
Yeah, middle to low.
You think Boise State's a mid-major?
Yeah,
I don't think they are.
I know. It could be argued. It could be argued.
You know what I said last week? I told Marty this. I think if a conference has a deal with a national broadcaster, like they have games on CBS all the time, CBS Sports Network, I don't think they're a mid-major.
I just think that I think they're very close to it. I want to do something real fast. We're going to talk about the games after, like Wednesday, but I want to do a prediction for all of us. I think Illinois beats the fuck out of Wisconsin tonight. I'm doing a preview.
I'm done picking.
I'm doing a preview to tonight when we record, but I think they win by double digits tonight, Illinois.
Wisconsin hasn't looked
back.
right
Cabela's
lately.
back. Huh?
Wisconsin's looked shaky lately, too.
It looks shaky. The line is 6.5.
At Illinois?
Yeah, I think they win
At
by
Illinois.
double digits tonight. I'm putting my
Yeah,
balls
I think
on the line.
Illinois wins. I think Illinois wins. I don't think Wisconsin can guard Kofi in that game.
No, they can't at all.
I can't pick against Wisconsin.
So you're picking Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I'll take Illinois.
All right.
All right.
That's your preview to when we talk about it later.
You'll find out in a few minutes who's the moron.
I like that. I think we should do that once every Wednesday when we record.
Just pick a random game.
Pick a game where we're just
Talk about
really
Wednesday.
wrong or not.
Yeah. All right. So that was Monday, and now these Tuesday games. Providence, number 15 Providence wins close again, 86-82 over St. John's. Ed Cooley's margin of victory in his 9 wins: 4, 5, 17, 10, 8, 7, 3, 2, 4.
Jesus Christ.
I want to say something to Providence fans. And they need to embrace the whole luck thing. Just to be like, we're lucky.
If you're a
Like,
Providence student listening right now, dress up as a leprechaun.
We're leprechauns. Yeah. I was saying the same thing. Just be a leprechaun. Like, embrace it all because it is funny. Like, they are squeaking out wins. We talked about it before. Winning matters. I don't care how you do it. If you keep finding ways to win, it matters. I kind of want them to be like a 2 seed, but every metric says they should be like a 7 seed.
Right. Yeah.
Just embrace it. Just embrace it. Win the Big East without having to play 3 games. Like, squeak every game out. I flipped. I now want Providence to win every game by 1 or 2.
Oh, me too. Yeah, and it's like, they just keep getting lucky.
Yeah, right.
Hey.
And like somehow be like 23-2 with a negative point differential.
Yes.
I would love that. Yeah, they're 19-2 right now. And they have Georgetown DePaul next.
Where are they ranked?
15.
Not even top 10 at 19-2.
It's insane.
With a win over Texas Tech.
In a
Top 5
Power
conference.
5, like, what?
With a win over Texas Tech too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
Ridiculous. What in the world happened to the Tigers of LSU? They lost to Ole Miss by 4. 5 losses in 6 games.
Bad at home. You can't lose to Ole Miss at home.
We got Will Wade at the perfect time.
Yeah, we did. You know what? I'm off on LSU, man. I'm off.
Yep. Their offense stinks.
Can't keep saying when Pinson gets back. You can't do
Yeah.
it. He can't do everything for you.
Right.
They also felt like a little fraud. Like they did feel like kind of frauds going into like the
beat
early stretch where they
Kentucky.
started 12-0. But when they started 12-0, right? Like
Yeah.
they didn't beat anybody. Their best win was neutral against Wake Forest.
Right.
They didn't play they didn't have a marquee game until Auburn and Kentucky.
Yeah.
So it's like it felt like they were just a little bit of frauds where they're racking up wins against like teams we know, right? Like the Belmonts and Murray State, I think they played.
They
Liberty.
beat
They played
Belmont, Liberty.
Ohio, yeah.
Yeah.
So like they played teams like you've heard of, but you're not like, oh my
Yeah.
God, we got to watch this game. And
Yeah.
their offense is terrible. Their
I
offense
mean,
is trash.
Their undefeated non-conference is probably enough to get them in the tournament, unless they like lose out. But because they have Vanderbilt next, they should. I mean, they have to win that game out on the road. We'll see.
At Texas A&M is going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's a tough slate.
That game also might just be in the 30s, though.
Could be. Yeah, number 120 offense, number 1 defense. We touched on Michigan beating Nebraska by 6. They don't really have a chance, but if they lost this game, they would have had no chance. So
Yeah, I mean the thing is they always do have a chance. I don't think they have a chance to get in, but besides
if they
winning,
lost this game,
yeah, but like they do play in the Big Ten where they still have some big games they
Yeah.
can play and win, but then they're gonna win one just so we're like, oh, do they deserve to be in?
yeah.
Yeah, which one do you think they win? Do you think they beat like Michigan State, or do you think they win? Oh, I'll tell you what. Here's what they're going to do. They're going to split with Purdue and Ohio State. They play them each twice.
Do they play Illinois again?
At home, February 27th.
Yeah.
I could see that. At home.
So they'll win like they'll beat Purdue at home, win like at Ohio State, and beat Illinois at home, and everyone will be like, oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they play
gotta put
Purdue
them in.
twice in the next 5 days. or starting Saturday, twice in a 5-day span.
They just don't match up well with them because Dickinson gets taken out by Edey or Williams, and then Ivy's going to have nobody on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. They have the opportunities to get back on the bubble, but we'll see. Number 13, Michigan State 65, Maryland 63. Not going to nitpick here. They won on the road. It's tough.
Oh, now you're not? Scumbag?
I'm saying in
Yep.
terms of picking an
Yeah.
elite team, if you win on the road, it's impressive. But I'm not going to dock you down for it. I can improve your stock. Does that make sense?
Not really.
It does.
I couldn't understand it.
You win on the road convincingly. That helps. You
But
win
a
small on the road.
So Auburn,
It-
you
it's
deduct
fine.
them for beating. I'm sorry, guys, but Mizzou by 1.
No, I'm saying I'm not going to dock them down. And Missouri's not a good team.
Little late there. Jake doesn't say shit about anyone ever, even like the good teams. When I
Missouri.
say they're bad, but Missouri, he's shitting on their chests.
It's a typical
That
Big
one
Jake
slipped
fight.
out too. You didn't even need to do that.
I was doing it. No, my point is,
Jake, the producer, just fucking fell in his chairs. What the fuck?
I'm surprised Jake's still in the room. He
Yeah.
should have left.
the point is, when you're playing like an average to above average team on the road and you win by double figures or win small, it's fine. But like, I don't know. Anyways, that conversation is going to go in circles. Anyways, entering Wednesday, we had a 3-way tie in the top of the Big Ten. So it's Michigan State, Wisconsin, and then Illinois. Right now, before this Illinois-Wisconsin game, who are we taking? Purdue's right there, too. They're a game behind, so I don't think you can discredit them.
For the Big Ten?
Yeah. I'm taking Wisconsin. Always believed in them.
I don't think they.
Illinois has a pretty favorable schedule.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, it's all schedule based in the Big Ten. They don't play
Right.
everybody home and home. So it's
Right.
like, I don't know. You know what? I'll probably still take Purdue. I'll take Purdue.
Okay. Upset in the Big East. This is the anti-mobster bump. Creighton 59, number 17, UConn 55. The Huskies lose for the first time in roughly a month. Big bubble win for the Blue Jays. They have a resume now. They beat Villanova. I think they won at Marquette. And
Yes.
now they have the win at UConn. Shout out John Fanta on the call.
Fanta and Raft on the call. You got to call
Yeah.
Raft.
Good for him.
Yeah, good
That's
for
awesome.
Fanta. Remember when he took a call on the shitter?
He did?
Oh, yeah. He was taking a shit, and he took our call.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm shocked Creighton won that game after blowing this. Like, they got outscored by 100 against Xavier the game prior in the
Yeah.
second half. So, like, I'm shocked they went to UConn and won that game.
Fair.
I can't figure out the Big Ten or the Big East, man. Like, every time I start to buy into a team like UConn, they lose to, like, you shouldn't lose to Creighton at home.
Speaking of Missouri, why are they playing Florida at 3 today?
I think it was a COVID reschedule.
That's got to be a makeup. Yeah,
I got
COVID
Florida
reschedule.
minus
Standalone game.
How much are they getting?
5.5.
I don't know. The Gators have not been good.
There's going to be 12 people at that game.
Yeah. In Columbia.
There's going to be one fan. It's Missouri's football coach. It's the only person
I
that's shown
kind of
up to
like
that game.
picking this one.
And then last two games here. Number 22 Tennessee beats Texas A&M by 10, but Tennessee only wins at home. They can't win a game on the road. And then Davidson beats St. Bonaventure by 5. Throwback to the beginning of the
St.
season
Bonaventure, man.
when the Bonnies were supposed to
Fucking
run away
suck.
with the Atlantic 10.
Yeah, I would never believe in them.
Yeah. So yeah.
They just play 5 guys. It's
Right. It's their 5 seniors.
You can't keep doing that. Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, Reags, thanks for joining us. Hopefully we'll have a guest back. Again, we're going to finish the show with Big Cat shortly here. But before we do that, we want to remind you about Wood. Introducing Wood, a new men's grooming line offering products across hair, body, beard, and shave. With Wood products, you'll look your best, smell your best, and feel your best. Now, all you have to do is live your best. Wood is for the guy who knows that his best life doesn't just come to him. He has to go out and find it. Wood works and smells as good as it looks. Some of the scents are amazing. There's Golden Hour, Summer House, Fresh Tracks. Marty, your favorite product for your beard?
Yeah, the beard oil is unbelievable. And for guys, they do shampoo and conditioner the same. Reeks, You shampoo
You
your
still
head?
shampoo a bald head.
All right,
Yeah.
good to know.
You got to clean it somehow.
So
Yeah.
even for you bald people out there,
Yeah,
use
you need
use your
shampoo
shampoo. No, but
every other day though. Don't do it the
every
same
other
day.
day, yes. But yeah, it's actually like good stuff. It's not like think about this. We actually went through, we tested it, we got it all done. Like it's not fucking Frank the Tank making it in the back. Like this is big stuff here. So make sure it's not like CVS too. I kind of wish Frank made it. Imagine that.
He's just making, trying all the different smells and
Fucking
aromas.
put a hot dog in there.
Yeah. No, it's great to see all the brand being the same.
Yeah.
You open your cabinet and it's all says wood.
Yep.
So shop wood at getwood.com or at your local CVS. There's shampoo, there's conditioner, body wash, deodorant, available in various scents, hair care, body, face, beard. All products $15 and less. All products sulfate free. All right, let's get to the end of the show with Big Cat. It's the Wednesday evening recap. Thanks to Reags once again for joining us. Hopefully we'll have a guest on the next episode. All right, we're back. The end of the show. It's the Wednesday recap. Me, Marty, and Big Cat has joined us. So, Big Cat, you weren't supposed to be on this episode, and then you made a request after watching the North Carolina-Louisville game. Do we want to start there with the rant about the officiating, or do we want to start with Wisconsin-Illinois?
I don't know what you're talking about, Wisconsin, Illinois. I got hacked last night. My Twitter account got hacked again. So I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't able to watch the game. I was trying to get my Twitter account back. So,
Okay.
wait, hold on. I'm gonna change my mic. Does this sound better?
Much.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Let's restart. All right. Okay. I got hacked last night. So whatever. Wisconsin, Illinois. I also, when I said it was in a passionate mode when I texted you guys being like, I got to rant about Louisville. I forgot that Wisconsin had to go to Champaign. That I expected that loss. I just want to say this. I know people will be like, oh, you're. I watched every single second of that game. Nothing surprised me. Illinois is a really good team. I did not think they were going to win that game. I broke down, I think, with Marty recently, like they're going to play Illinois. They're going to lose at Illinois. They're going to play Michigan State. They're probably going to lose at Michigan State. If they can win their home games and the games are supposed to win and then go to Indiana and win, they will finish the season with like 5 or 6 losses and still be in contention for like a top 4 seed. So that loss doesn't even bother me. What does bother me is the fucking ACC refs. What I watched on Tuesday night, that was match fixing. That was point shaving, all in broad daylight. I've never seen a call like that. And then on top of that, the coach for Louisville gets a technical because he's right. You shouldn't be able to get a technical for being right. Like he was mad because it was a terrible abomination of a fucking foul call. For people who don't know, I had Louisville plus 3.5. They go to overtime. It was completely rigged against them. Up until they're down 6, they're fighting like fucking. Yeah, I think there was already another technical. They're fighting their balls off. Rebound happens. The guy on UNC like forearm shivered him. It was like Deacon fucking Jones. Like he hit him in the neck. It's surprised that the Louisville player didn't die because it looked like he was swallowed his Adam's apple. And then they call it on Louisville.
I don't know if you realized I didn't really answer your text. I had UNC -4.
Oh, you fuck. That was such bullshit. That was the wrong side. That's a stupid square play. There was a sandwich spot for UNC. They have Duke on Saturday night. It was like the perfect spot to back Louisville. It went to overtime. They were fucking should have covered. And then they got absolutely screwed. You know why? Because the ACC needs to sell fucking Duke versus UNC and have UNC not coming off a loss and have UNC have, what's the UNC's record right now? What's their record?
I think they have 4.
Line.
16-6.
Line. What?
16-6.
Exactly. 16-6, a lot better than 15-7. Like they sell that game 16-6 against Duke. Oh, anything could happen. Duke UNC. It's bullshit. I'm mad. It's bullshit. I'm mad.
I mean, that was a crazy. When I was watching that, I could not believe Louisville got the technical. I seriously couldn't. I was like, how dumb can this ref be that he could not see that?
It was. Listen, I think people need to be rational with sports, but there are times when I'm like, when I see something like that, and I'm like, I'm gonna find that ref's name, and then I'm like, stop. You know what? Big Cat, like, stop it. Like, you're a human being. You gotta chill out. But I was very mad. I was very mad. I was very, very mad. Then also the Texas Tech game. I know you guys probably talked about it. That was awesome. That was an incredible atmosphere.
Literally insane. Yeah, we talked about we talked about it a little bit more. We're like, we need more hate in sports. Like, that was awesome. Everyone was like complaining, like, oh, were they too hard on him? It's like, no, he should be getting yelled at. He went in state to his own rivalry school. He should be getting yelled at the entire time.
And I've never felt better about a bet than Texas Tech -4 when I like turned on the game. I was like, oh my God, like there's nothing Texas can do tonight. And they actually kept it kind of competitive a little bit there in the second half, but it was like, you can't, that's the beauty of college basketball. Like, a crowd can propel. Texas Tech is a good team on their own right, but like, a crowd can push a team to a different level.
1,000%. If Texas won that game, they could win the national championship, because if
Right.
you win in that environment, that's insane.
100%. All right, so that's Big Cat's rant about North Carolina, Louisville. So Big Cat didn't get to watch the Wisconsin-Illinois game, so we'll recap it for him. Illinois 80,
fuck?
Wisconsin 67.
But I did recap it.
Like,
Kofi's he's a man. He's a man amongst boys.
Dan is right. Like, that one, like, even though Jake was, before this, we did like a prediction on the show, and Jake was like scared to say anything bad about Wisconsin.
No, you could. I wouldn't. I'm not. Listen. I give you shit about the preseason because you were very wrong, and I give shit to Rico because Rico is like the most hard-headed idiot I've ever met in my entire life, and him going on Nate Oates' boat. Sorry, NIT Oates' boat. Literally, it changed the course of history. I've never seen someone. He was saying after Alabama Auburn that it was a 2-1 free throw discrepancy. Like, how do you watch that game with your eyes and say that the free throws are the difference between those two teams? It's like 19. That's what he said. I couldn't believe it.
They lost by 19. But on the show yesterday, before we get to Wisconsin again, we said every team that he has touched this year, like, he has a shit finger. So it's Alabama, Oregon, Colorado
State,
and then who was the other one?
I don't know.
I forget the other one, but he every team he touches, it just goes to shit. But Wisconsin, before we did the preview, I was like, this is such a spot where they do lose. They don't match up well with Kofi. Like, Kofi's just gonna beat the shit out of them. They're not. It's not gonna either. Whatever happened that game, I wouldn't have cared to either team, honestly.
And I know this is going to be loser talk, and Illinois is a good team. Like, they're a very good team. They're a team that is starting to play really, really good basketball. They got everyone back. Like, they're a really, really good team. I'm not taking anything away from them, but there is like a part of me that watched that game last night, and Illinois ended up winning by 13. Like, Wisconsin was bad, and they were in it at parts. Like, the first half was very competitive. The second half got away from them. It almost happened like right away. It was like instantly in the second half. Illinois kind of jumped down their throat. But like, Wisconsin shot 3 for 24 from 3 points. Like, that's I would almost feel worse if we lose by 10 and we also shoot like 40% from 3. It's like, okay, there's no way we're ever going to beat Illinois. But if they match up in the Big Ten title or in the Big Ten tournament, and Wisconsin shoots, you guys shoot like 7 for 24. Like, that's not even good. 8 for 24, 33%. They win that game. So it was a bad night for the Badgers. Illinois is a very good team. Nothing has changed on my perception of this team. I think they're good. They're obviously not great. I'm excited for the tournament and see if they can maybe make a second weekend deep run. It's
a good point because Kofi missed 3 shots. He had 37 points, and Johnny Davis, he had 22 points, but he sucked last night. He was
inefficient.
What was he? Was it 5 and 19? That's awful game for him. So you're right.
And I tweeted this at halftime. Kofi had 20 at the break. Wisconsin was 0 of 9 from 3. They're only down by 4.
Right. Yeah. That's my point. Right. And Brad Davison had a wide open 3 to make it a 1-point game with, right at the end of the first half. Yeah. But so I think we'll probably lose to Michigan State. Like I said, if I look at the schedule right now, as long as Wisconsin doesn't trip up on any of these games, it's like you can't lose to this team. Like, they have Penn State at home on Saturday. Like, you can't lose to Penn State at home. But they have Rutgers at home. Can't lose to Rutgers at home. But they have a few. Like I said this before going into this home stretch that they're going to have Illinois, at Michigan State, at home against Michigan, and at home against Purdue. They got to win 2 out of 4 of those. They got to split those. So
Yeah, they have a
and going to
pretty
Indiana. So yeah, there's like 5 games that they have that are big games. They got to win 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, 100%. Illinois, meanwhile, they have a chance these next few games to really make a statement. They're at Purdue and at Indiana. At Indiana Saturday and then at Purdue Tuesday. And they're in first place right now. It's really tight. Illinois has got a half a game lead on Michigan State, and Purdue and Wisconsin are half a game behind them. So it'll be a fun finish. The other ranked versus ranked game, the late night one in the Big East, Shaka Smart. I mean, I know we talked about earlier in the show, Coach of the Year, maybe Mark Adams, maybe Ed Cooley. I threw in Greg Gard, but Shaka should be in there too because they just swept Villanova.
I mean, I'm getting tired of talking about Villanova because what do I say? What am I going to say?
No bench.
What are you going to say?
They don't have a bench. They don't at all. And it's just like you could see how tired they are, and they don't have anyone to play. Like Archie Diacono is awful, and he plays like 10 minutes a game. And Marquette's just a really good team. There's no other way to put it. I can't believe that they're this good.
Yeah, I mean, Marty's right. Like Marquette plays, 7-8 guys, and they just have Nova's number. They're just, for whatever reason, sweeping them this year. Marquette is a good team. Yeah, there's a lot of really good teams. I'm very, very excited for the tournament.
Yeah, this year's Marquette team is the first team to sweep Villanova in the Big East since Butler in 2017. So Villanova's obviously run through that conference in a while. Just the second loss for Villanova since December 17th. I don't know. Marquette, the Big East, if you told me it'd be Villanova, Providence, Marquette in the three-way race, we thought Villanova was going to run away with it. And here's Ed Cooley with a 2-game lead in the loss column in the second week of February. Like,
that's really crazy.
Oh, I can I say that real quick because I know you guys already did most of the show, but
the luck thing.
I'm done. I'm done doubting Providence at all. The Johnnies. I took St. John's on Tuesday night. I thought that was a good spot for them at home and everything. Providence is just a fucking tough ass team, and they're just like they play such great bully ball, like Ed Cooley. I just love watching them. So, yeah. They're so much fun.
That was, as obviously a gamble, you see St. John's -3 at home against Providence. Like, oh, for sure. And they keep fucking winning. They keep pulling it out by, what's that stat? They've won by like 3 points in like every game almost.
Yeah, so like they're 9-1 in conference. It's all but 2 of those wins have come by, I think, 2 possessions or less.
Which is insane. They're just a tough team. That's a team, like you just said, you just got to let go. Like, just maybe let them be good. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, stop trying to predict when they're going to take a swoon and just, like, ride the wave.
Yeah.
100%. So, Providence and Marquette, the feel-good underdog stories in the Big East. So those are the 2 marquee games. And then quickly, some bubble games. So the bench mob bump fails us. Miami loses to Notre Dame 68-64. This is a quick turnaround for the Irish because they laid an egg against Duke on Monday. Then this was a huge road win for them.
That's a huge win for them. Like that, they might be a tournament team.
Yeah,
they might but now Miami and Florida State are going out the door.
Miami, dude, like Florida State probably no, but Miami still, I think, like they will be. Just that Duke win at Duke is just gonna stick for a little bit.
Yeah, they Notre Dame, that the loss they had against Duke, that was one of the worst shooting performances I've ever seen in my life. So it was a good bounce back. Yeah, the ACC just cannibalizes itself. No one's good. Everyone just beats everyone. And this is why they have to have teams like UNC win games on the road against Louisville because they got to prop someone up. It makes sense when you think about it.
It does.
It's a year where everyone sucks in the ACC about Duke, except Duke and Wake Forest. How do we get more tournament teams? Oh, we got to make sure that the refs rig this game against UNC.
Big Cat, Marty said early in this episode that Duke is underrated.
They are.
No.
Everyone's doubting them for no reason.
How can you say everyone's doubting them, Marty? They're favorite. They were 12-point favorites against Clemson. They almost lost.
I'm just not. Vegas isn't doubting them. It's the people. everyone they've lost 3 games. It's combined 8 points, and people are like, "Oh, Duke's done again." It's like, well, they're not. I think I'm on the wrong Twitter. I think I had a different side of Twitter than you guys.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I mean, I hate Duke, but I'm very open about it.
Yes, you are very open about it. Oh, we got to mention, Jake, how many times we shit on Missouri yesterday, and they almost won by Florida to beat Florida.
I know.
They missed the buzzer beater. That was a weird 3 p.m. game. Also, Big Cat, to your point about Duke UNC, outright first place on the line Saturday in Chapel Hill. The storyline.
Jake, it's like it's clear what was happening. It's so clear what was happening. It's fucking bullshit. It's bullshit.
Yeah. So that was tough.
Can I just give a shout out real quick to Eastern Washington, Weber State? That was awesome. That over.
Beautiful.
And then I also had my guys at Shot Quality that track all the stuff. I took UT Rio Grande Valley last night. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah,
Easy
the
win.
Vaqueros.
Easy.
There we go. Easy one. UT Rio is it Rio Grande Valley?
UTRGV.
What the
Boom.
fuck?
I love these random fucking games.
Against Lamar, who's 2-20.
Yeah, like Lamar. It's the school's named after a guy.
Yeah. Purdue made good work of Soda. St. Louis had a buzzer beater over George Mason in double overtime. Syracuse, Big Cat got that over. That was easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
I love betting Syracuse over because they can always have those games where they shoot well and they don't play defense.
Right. Yeah, the zone is in trouble, but when Syracuse, Cole Swider went perfect from 3. Yeah, I agree with Marty. I think FSU screwed. They lost one of their best players in Malik Osborne, and now they've lost 3 straight. And if you lose 3 straight in this year's ACC, there's probably going to be a bad loss sprinkled in there. Dayton beat VCU by 30. We talked earlier about St. Bonaventure kind of being a bust in the A-10, but it looks like it's Davidson and Dayton right now. I'm surprised.
Yeah, Davidson they got revenge against VCU. I think they lost the first game again.
Yeah,
wait, was it Davidson last night? Yeah.
Or no, sorry, Dayton VCU.
Dayton, yeah. They kicked the shit out of them.
Yeah,
but I know it was Georgia, but I really do think Arkansas is like playing. You said it.
Who said that? Who said that 2 weeks ago? I can't wait. I hope when does Arkansas play Alabama? By the way, Rico Bosco suspension could be up soon.
Well,
really?
Could be up soon. Yeah,
they play next Saturday, the 12th.
Yep.
Oh, he might still be suspended for that. But that will be great because he'll if Arkansas kills Bama, he's gonna be like, but I like the Must Bus too.
Yeah, I'm friends with both of them.
This is actually be bad because I think he actually might be coming out of suspension on that Saturday, and if I needle him about Alabama, he might just go back to suspension.
Yeah, and it's at Alabama too, and they play Auburn and Alabama back to back.
Ugh, fuck.
Yeah, we should have Muss on again very soon.
No, he's not coming on the show unless Rico takes fucking NIT Oates' cock out of his mouth. I'm not allowing Muss to come on.
What if we have Muss on before Rico comes back?
That works. I allow that
in the next week or so. All right.
Yes.
Well, that's the plan. We'll make out some calls and texts. But Big Cat, thanks again for joining us.
He literally said Auburn scored 100 points, and he was like, yeah, but they shot two for one on free throws. That's what he said. Free throws. Can you believe that guy?
That's literally insane.
It's just he finds whatever little thing that he can be like, Alabama's still Nate Oates is John Wooden.
Can we do one prediction for tonight?
Yeah.
UCLA, Arizona -7.
7.
My gut says take Arizona because it's the revenge spot, but I do think that UCLA, they're pretty banged up. Are they banged up? They might be banged up. I'll have to think about that one. You know what? I'll take UCLA +7.
Even it's such a big, that big spread.
Yeah.
Who's out?
Hawkes. Oh no, Hawkes is out of protocols.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if they have anyone else out, but
I'm taking UCLA +7.
Okay.
I'm on
no matter what.
-7.
Yeah. No matter what. Add it to my card. That last night, the guy fucking called me a pussy for not taking the Badgers +7. I was like, all right, fine, add it to my card.
Just call him a pussy.
It sucked. It sucked. I didn't want to bet the game. I didn't think that Wisconsin was going to cover, and I said that, and the guy was like, "You're being a pussy," and I was like, "All right, fine, add it to my card."
Juzang cleared to play. Jaquez game time decision with an ankle.
Okay.
Jalen Clark concussion out, so maybe not full strength, but yeah, Arizona looking for revenge. And then Saturday is going to be unbelievable. North Carolina, Duke, Kansas, Baylor, Kentucky, Alabama, Illinois, Indiana, Gonzaga,
Kentucky's
BYU.
gonna fucking work them. Yes, 25-1. I have that future. Kentucky.
That's
Ooh.
good. That's what are they? They got to be lower now, right?
They're probably like 10-1 now. I mean, after what they did to Kansas, everyone's kind of starting to figure out that Kentucky's good. 25-1. They're gonna slap Alabama around. Oh, I can't wait for that game.
If Gonzaga's going to lose a game before the tournament, they're at BYU Saturday. This is probably the one.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Kentucky is currently 12-1. Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
That's a good eye. Good eye.
25-1 is what I have the ticket on.
Love it.
They
All right.
still,
Yeah.
Auburn's still plus 1,100. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That is kind of crazy.
Like the Baylor is plus 1,000. Like they're Purdue's plus 900. Like there's 4 teams in front of them.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Remember to register for the Bench Mob Invitational. And,
I'm going to ref one of the games.
Let's go.
Let's
I'm
go.
refing one of the games.
I love
Amazing.
that.
All right. See everyone on Monday.